So, Mr. T.Kumar, you have came across from America, Washington, D.C. to participate in human rights council sessions to raise the issues of human rights. 2 days earlier, you spoke about the human rights, abuses of human rights which are being done in Balochistan. So, in that aspect, with respect to involuntary disappearances, so what you say that what are the concerns of the Amnesty International, which Amnesty International wants to take at such an international platform at United Nations?
Amnesty International and other organizations are extremely concerned about continuing disappearances and extrajudicial executions of Baloch people in Pakistan. What we want immediately to stop all these disappearances and also to hold accountable the military officers, intelligence officers and others who are responsible for these disappearances. That's in a nutshell is what we are asking for.
Actually, earlier we saw there was a good mechanism of Amnesty International. They were having offices over there and they were monitoring the human rights situations in Pakistan, particularly in Balochistan and Sindh. But from the last more than 7 years, Amnesty International is not present over there. So how to get your information?
We get information through multiple sources. We don't have to have an office to know what's happening. So we have enough information coming out and we are having a worldwide campaign to ensure that Baloch people are protected from disappearances and extrajudicial executions.
So, with respect to the mass graves which have been discovered in Khuzdar, Balochistan, so what are your concerns with respect to that, and what do you have urged to the United Nations and other organizations to take steps with respect to
what we are campaigning is to make sure that that area is being secured and protected, and investigation by, even if the domestic investigation should adhere to the international standards. We would expect Pakistani government respects this and take advantage of the opening that came with the new administration to ensure
the mass graves and to know the relatives of the persons who have been buried over there. So what Amnesty International stands on this point, that what steps shall be taken?
The best step that can be taken is to ensure that the investigation adhere to the international standards, to ensure that even the DNA, everything falls under the international standards. So we are campaigning and we are hopeful that the Pakistani government will adhere to the international pressure.
With respect to the protection of the human rights activists, or particularly the human rights defenders, whether they are from the field of media, from political atmosphere, or from human rights organizations, and particularly the current long march, the family members who were marching from Quetta to Islamabad, they received threats while they were traveling from some institutions. So what you say, that what steps shall be taken to protect the human rights defenders?
The only thing that we can do is to bring these issues to the forefront and put pressure through multiple sources, through UN, through countries around the world, to the Pakistani government to ensure the protection of the family members of the disappeared.
The number of the missing persons is so large. Now the people are claiming more than 18,000 people are missing. So with respect to missing persons, what concerns Amnesty International has?
I mean, missing persons is, it falls under disappearances or missing. What we are urging is to hold an investigation by the Pakistani government, impartial independent investigation, to see who is responsible and punish them. If they fail to do it, then we will reevaluate and move to the next level.
The Baloch people, they are raising concerns with respect to those groups from the society which the Pakistani organizations, Pakistani government and military institutions are breeding or grooming, like Lashkar-e-Difaa Balochistan and others. They are Taliban style organizations, and the government needs them to resist the nationalist forces or secular forces. So already international organizations raised concerns with respect to the Taliban of Balochistan. So what Amnesty International concerns has in this regard, that the government is Talibanizing the whole society?
I mean, we don't want to comment on the ideological thing. What we are calling Pakistani government and other governments is that if you are creating any armed groups, whatever they do, we will hold you accountable. So if they are involved in executions, we will hold you accountable. We are directly responsible. So we are waiting for that situation. We have told them. So we have to wait and see how far they are going to go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sure.